Coming up on Mountain News this morning, officials across the nation are calling for more civil political climate after this weekend. And folks looking for a new home in Floyd County due to disaster could soon be getting their wish.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on Tuesday, July 16th. Now let's go on ahead and send it over to meteorologist Mace Michaels for a look at your forecast this morning.
Hi, Olivia. Good morning. We're looking at another warm and muggy day ahead of us. So it's pretty warm this morning, already starting off at 77 degrees. We have a partly cloudy sky here in the Moorhead area. As you look around Hazard, same thing, and maybe a few clouds at times, partly to mostly cloudy. Temperatures are warm. We're beginning the day in the low 70s. Again, the humidity is high too. It's just a muggy and warm beginning to the day. As you look at our temperatures, we're in the upper 60s from Jonesville to Wise and mid 60s around Clintwood. Lots of low and mid 70s across the rest of the area, even as warm as 79 at this hour in Monticello. The sky is partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with some of the high clouds drifting in from the north and west. There's several showers and thunderstorms northwest of us in Indiana and Illinois. This direct line won't be able to drop southeastward, but we will see the development of more showers and thunderstorms for later on this afternoon. Just a gradual increase in clouds throughout the day. A warm day, as I mentioned, Olivia. High temperatures up into the mid-90s.
All right, Mace, thank you. Leaders throughout Kentucky are continuing to voice their concern following the assassination attempt. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg spoke at the Muhammad Ali Airport. He was there with White House officials to speak on upgrades to the airport's infrastructure thanks to federal government funding.
I think it was a sad day for America. And again, I'm hopeful that maybe finally, this might be the wake-up call that our entire country needs to lower the temperature, to listen and learn from one another, to start engaging and have real dialogue about the issues, even when we may vehemently disagree. Because I truly believe that deep down, we all do want the same goal.
Political rhetoric needs to be toned down heading into the fall presidential campaign. That's what some are saying after former President Donald Trump was the victim of an assassination attempt in Pennsylvania on Saturday. U.S. Representative Hal Rogers says it comes as the result of a very divided country. Senator Rand Paul spoke to the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce and said President Biden needs to stop calling Trump a threat to democracy.
And the rhetoric has become so hot that I'm afraid that maybe some of what I'll call weak-minded people might take the rhetoric literally and cause violence.
Comparing Trump to Soviet Union and to Hitler isn't helpful, and it's instigating people to think that, oh my goodness, if President Trump wins, democracy will end.
Both Rogers and Paul also say a thorough investigation into the actions of the Secret Service and how locations are screened and vetted needs to be examined. And yesterday at the Republican National Convention, former President Trump announced his new running mate. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance has ties to Eastern Kentucky. He was born and raised in Middletown, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati, but his mother's family was from Breathitt County here in Eastern Kentucky. He says he visited the Jackson area often growing up and even said recently he wants to be buried in Eastern Kentucky. He wrote about the common Appalachian migration to the north in his best-selling book, Hillbilly Elegy. The book was loved and hated. Vance served in the Marine Corps and has a law degree from Yale. Congressman Hal Rogers voiced his support for Trump's VP pick, saying in part, quote, "The Trump-Vance ticket is the unequivocal America first choice to lead this great nation to victory." Senator Vance's experience as a U.S. Marine with Appalachian roots is a winning combination to represent every corner of America. including our rural region and our beloved veterans. Floyd County officials are looking forward to the building of new homes and the development of New Hope. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about the steps toward disaster recovery housing.
The New Hope Estate subdivision in Prestonsburg plans to bring more than 40 new homes to flood-impacted families.
These homes at New Hope Estates are going to be right next to the Big Sandy Area Development District. So Director Ratliff, you're going to get some good new neighbors.
The project is one of the state's efforts to rebuild outside of the flood-prone areas, creating a new development to bring people out of the valleys.
It's important to us to maintain and keep these folks home.
Officials are hosting a new disaster recovery housing intake event this week to find out who will be eligible for and interested in the new homes.
Representatives from FAHI's disaster resilience team will be on site to provide more information about eligibility and the intake process.
The event is only to fill new homes being built on Cliffside Road, but a future event is in the works to discuss those looking to repair or rebuild on their flooded properties.
I would love to go into Wayland and Garrett and McDowell and those areas that were affected by the flooding and build homes in those communities. But we just don't have the property readily available.
With no access to build-ready sites in those areas, Judge Executive Robbie Williams says this new development is all about helping people get back on their feet while keeping them close to home.
It's going to be a little bit of a disruption, but what we're hoping is when we come out on the other side, a lot of these folks are going to have new homes and a new outlook.
By building back better in Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The New Hope Estate subdivision in Prestonsburg plans to bring more than 40 new homes to flood-impacted families. 17 people in Johnson County that served on the USS Hornet CV-12 were honored yesterday with a memorial at the Paintsville Lake State Park. Friends and family gathered to celebrate the heroes in their community. In attendance was the lone survivor of the 17 Worth Gobble, who shared stories of his time serving on the Hornet. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman came as well to pay her respects. One school is hosting a basketball camp for kids with special needs. Jenkins High School is hosting Bounce the Stigma, an organization that puts together basketball camps to motivate kids with special needs. Campers get to participate in drills while getting a free basketball t-shirt and accomplishment award. Parent Richard Green says his son Alex has had a great time at the camp.
The coach and the team players are great with him. And so it's just neat to watch him be able to interact with the other kids, the coaches, and those here. And so it's a great event.
The camp goes through today and tomorrow, and this is the first time Bounce the Stigma organizers have hosted the event in Jenkins. And thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we return, food trails are springing up everywhere, and some are even gaining national attention, like one in Kentucky.
A quiet beginning to the day weather-wise, Olivia, but we are looking at warm temperatures once again, already in the 70s. We'll talk about the heat and the storm chances coming up.